Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thanks for hanging out with me today. We're going to be playing with some more new products that are coming up in the 2024 to 2025 Annual Catalog from Stampin' Up. My name is Loritamarie from Loritamarie Crafts, and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Calgary, Alberta. And I love to come live here on Thursdays to give you fun tips, techniques, ideas, and inspiration to help you take your paper crafting supplies and turn them into beautiful projects. So before we get going today, we're going to be using products from the Country Woods Suite collection, which is in the new catalog. And the catalog launches next week already. I don't know about anybody else, but I cannot believe that May is next week. Like April just poof up and disappeared. And here we go, it's May already. So if you wanted to take advantage of the last chance product sale, so that just means anything that is retiring from the current annual catalog, from the current January to April mini catalog. So all those things retire on April 30th. So not all of them, but everything that's retiring, you only have until April 30th to get them. So you can always go online for stampinup.ca and you'll get the most accurate inventory list. So you can just be sure to go in there and then you'll know if it's still available or not. If you don't see it, then it's already sold out. So that's the best way to know. If I can give you a hand with anything, just let me know. And if you spend over $60 with my current host code, I love to just thank you with a free little card kit for you to put some cards together right away. And this one's awesome because it features new products. So you're going to get a little sneak peek if you place an order. Then you'll get to play with some of the new products. So speaking of new stuff, the other big thing that's going on is my catalog launch party. So my catalog launch party is on May 11th. So that's a local event, but there's also options no matter where you live. So I can ship party packets in the mail to anywhere in Canada. I can have a tutorial, a PDF tutorial for anybody internationally. And so there's lots of great options, but you are going to get to make 4 cards with the new products. You're going to get, there's prizes and goodies and swag bags. You can get a DSP sampler, which is a great way to see all of the DSP. So all the information is on my website under classes. Go to classes, find the catalog launch party, and you're going to see all the details. And also, if you're on my email list, then of course you're going to catch the reminders and all that kind of stuff as well. So I just wanted to double check that everything's working here. I think everything's working. So I hope that you guys are ready to see some new stuff. So let me just go down to the desk here, and I've got a mess. I was multitasking this morning, and then all of a sudden it was noon. All of a sudden it was noon, and I couldn't believe it. I just want to make sure that the sound is, okay. My sound is good, so we're good to go. So we're going to be making 3 cards today, and let me show you what we're going to be playing with. So I can't show you the inside of the catalog yet, so of course that's too bad. I'm going to wait till next week. Starting next week, I will be able to show you the actual spread and the catalog and what everything looks like. But we're going to be using the Country Flowers bundle. And so this is part of a bigger suite called Country Woods. And you might see people creating cards, let me show you, with cute little birdhouses. And so that would be the Country Birdhouse. So this is a double suite. So there is 2 packs of paper. I have one, and it is called Country Woods, aptly named here. And so let me show you. Look how fun this is. So this is all wood grain. Look, I already chopped up this one a lot. So you've got that kind of rustic-y wood grain look, and it's like misty moonlight, petal pink, pool party. So those are kind of our colors that we're working with. And then you've got the other side too. So some different wood grain looks there as well. Some boards, some look like a whole piece, right? Go different ways. This one's one of my favorites. This is all I have left already. That was my favorite. That's what we're going to be using today. So this is the Country Woods DSP. So there is another one called Country. Oh, see, and I knew I was going to forget the name of it. Country Lace, that's what it is. It's Country Lace. So there's an eyelet embossing folder, and then that eyelet detail is going to be in the Country Lace DSP. Same color scheme, petal pink, misty moonlight, kind of probably beige, right? So it's really pretty. So if you don't like the rustic wood, I suggest the Country Lace. Check that out. And it's going to be really fun. So we're going to only be playing with the country flowers today because there's a lot of detail in here. And so we can't get to both bundles today. So this is the one we're going to be showing off. So you've got the stamp set and you've got the matching dies. So we're going to go through all the stamped images today. We're going to do some coloring, but I wanted to show you the pieces that just cut out as well. Let me see here. So it's got this cute little teapot that you could just cut out if you wanted just a teapot. So it's got the little lid. Let me just put this here. So that's the lid, and we've got the teapot. It's got lots of flowers. So some of them are together. So you get 3 flowers with 1 cut, and then 2 or 2 flowers with 1 cut. So you can get a lot of individual flowers with little die cutting effort. And then one kind of creates this little like grouping, and then you can put that with the leaves, and you can layer these up behind. In the catalog, you'll see samples where they've layered up behind the birdhouse, and then the leaves also cut out all these little leaves. So if you like all the die cutting and layering up lots of details, then that's the fun part there. So you can kind of see all of the little pieces that you get. So it depends if you like all that little fussy. And then let's get to making, because I want to show you how all the stamped images go. So today my idea was that we were just going to get into the stamping and coloring, and then really simple layouts otherwise. So that the star of the show is what we have created here. So we are going to stamp the little teapot. And so any kind of photopolymer that's open like this and kind of wiggle, I like to put it right down on my surface. Is that one big enough? No. And pick it up with my block so that it doesn't change its shape. So we're going to stamp that one. I'm just using my Memento Tuxedo Black. So we'll stamp that. And then I was wondering when I was first looking at the stamp set, let's just show you. So there's the little galvanized bucket, the teapot, and there's this little line. So that's an individual stamp. And that's if you want to close off either your teapot or your bucket and not have it look open like this. So this is open so that you can layer the flower images without having that line there. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so we don't need this anymore. So then we're going to stamp the leaves. So there's like, so this is the more potted plant look, like your indoor pot. So I don't know, do we have any plant ladies out there? Do you have a lot of indoor plants? When I moved into this house, I don't know, it's been a few years now. I just started to get into gardening because I kind of inherited a garden with this house. But indoor plants has been like longer coming. And I just have a few, but I do love them. But I have a kind of a smaller house with not a lot of like surface area, so I only have so many places to put pots. So you can't have too many plants around. And then we're going to stamp the stool. So it comes with this cute little stool as well, so that you can set your potted plant somewhere. So that's kind of fun. And then I'm going to show you what else you can do with that stool as well. And so we're going to get into blends. So any of these kind of like open images, you can easily color with blends. And so this is crumb cake. And what I always say with blends is that obviously you can't, or maybe you can. If you can, go for it. But if you can't get every single color at once, then I usually just start with some basics. So I start with, if you like flowers, then start with a yellow or a pink so you can color your flowers. So then get a green so you can color some leaves. And then I get a brown or a gray to have a neutral. And then you can fill in from there, right? So then maybe you want a blue or a purple and whatever your favorite colors are, right? So that you can kind of look at it like that instead of feeling like you need all 6 shades of pink at once or whatever. And you always get a light and a dark together. And the prices are going up on blends. So if you are thinking of getting some then you might want to get the ones that are currently available now, and then you can save a little bit of money on it. And I'm just going to create some shading with the dark. So I started coloring on the light, and now I'm adding in the dark. And then I'm just going to go back over with my light to kind of just blend in those lines. That's all you got to do. And the idea of the blends is don't let it dry out too much as you want to work it in. So that's how you're not going to get all those, you're not going to get coloring lines. And these big open images, there's other ways to color them. And I got to admit, I tried with the flowers. I tried my watercolor pencils, and I did not like how it turned out as much as I liked it with the blends. So you can start with the watercolor pencils, but if you think you might like coloring with blends, I would say just go for it. Just get a couple and just see what you think. Each one comes with 2 ends, so a brush tip end and a fine tip end. And I am using Calypso Coral now. And so again, you just use what you have. So in this DSP, like I don't have the Petal Pink, I didn't have Misty Moonlight. And so I just tweaked a few things so that it would still match the paper. So there, I've started with the light. And now we're gonna, I think I might use the brush or the felt tip end. And then I usually just create shading on one side, or I just go with the design. Create a little detail. And then I like to go back with the light one and just work that color in. And then it's gonna look a little more natural there. And so if you see brush lines, I suggest then just keep going over it a little bit until they disappear. There, see, they just kind of disappeared there on that one. And we'll just go over this. So at my last team, or one of my team meetings, we were talking about coloring. And one of the ladies, I think this one actually goes this way. And one of the ladies was saying that she loves to color, and she'll just stamp a bunch of the images like this on a paper. And then while she's watching TV, she'll color them in. And I was like, that's a brilliant idea. So if you want to just have like a little stash, or you know you're working on a bigger project, just go ahead and stamp all the images. And then you can just sit while you're watching your favorite show. Or if you're in my house right now, you're watching NHL playoffs. So hockey is on in the background for the next 2 months. You know what? There are so many sports coming up in our house. So my husband loves to watch sports. So hockey will be on, I think it's on until June, right? By the time it gets to the end. And then the Euro Cup. So if you're into soccer, so my husband is half Italian. And so he loves watching Italy play. So we love to watch the Euro Cup. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to be watching that, cheering for Italy. And then it's the Olympics. So I don't know if you love watching the Olympics, but I do. So I'm looking forward to that too. So we will have lots of, I can just sit and color forever. I should have really nice skills. I should have lots of nice cards, and I should have good coloring skills by the time I'm done. Okay, so this is my potted plant, and I've been doing Granny Apple Green, but just whatever green you have. If you have old olive, color with old olive. If you, whatever, right? Like it doesn't have to be a specific shade, really, unless you're trying to match your DSP specifically. Okay, so that is pretty much it for that. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to put our card together. And we've got 2 other cards. And you're not going to have to watch me color the whole time, but I did want to show you how it's done. So all these lovely things have dies that we can now, oh, that's kind of off there. I'm going to try to cut them all with one pass here. So we'll see how coordinated I am. And you just got to keep turning these kind until you get your picture lined up. I'm going to stand up for this. So if you want things to stay in place, washi tape, Post-it notes. That is another way to do it. If you find that the dies are jumping around on you. It's like really stuck to it. Okay. Now we have our cutie little images. And we can keep going here. So the teapot also has this really cute little detail. So it's really tiny here. You can see it. But we're going to stamp it on. And it's like this cute little design here. I'll bring this up. And so I chose Calypso Coral for this teapot. Even though it's a teapot, I kind of wanted it to look like a terracotta pot. Remember when we had terracotta tile? That was a good color. So that's kind of what I was going for there. Okay, so to keep it simple, I've got a basic white card base. So that's thick basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. And then I'm going to use this Misty Moonlight DSP. Look at, you can see all the texture in there. Totally looks like old paint peeling off a barn board somewhere. And this is 3.5 by 4.5. And I put it on crumb cake just to tie it into my stool there. And it's just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it's 3 5/8 by 4 5/8. And if you're on my email list, every Friday I send out a weekly newsletter, and in there is a PDF, and you get the photos of these cards that I make every week. You get the supply list and the dimensions. And then, of course, you've got this video here to reference, and that's how you know how to put it all together. So every week that I do a live, which is almost every single week, and then you'll get a PDF to match the projects. All right, and I'm just using glue dots to put this together to make it all one piece. And the plant does have kind of like a right and wrong way to go. Got the stems in there. And then once it's all one piece, I'm going to put it on with dimensionals. And then all we have left to do is the sentiment. So I'm just going to center that right in the center of our card. I'm just going to grab a plain strip here of basic white. And grab this sentiment here that says, best friend ever. So one of my favorite things about this stamp set is the font. So on this one and the birdhouse one, they have the same font, but different sentiments. So if you get both, you're going to have a good variety of sentiments. And I kind of like the period, like best friend ever. So best friend out there, you know who you are. I'm going to send this card to you. She likes plants as well. So, and then I'm just going to put it over here. And if this is a bit wide, this is a 1/2 inch strip. If you feel like it's, I was going to be brave and hand cut this, but maybe I shouldn't have. I just felt like it was a bit wide. Okay, I'm being too fussy. There we go. And then I'm going to put just glue dots. Best friend ever. All right, and then you just need your bone folder. And that is our first card. So cute. So if you didn't want to do the plant, of course, you could do the flowers. And so for the next card, I'm going to show you another really simple layout. So, and just to save some time, we're not going to do all the steps. So I've got a basic white again. So this could become like a little set, right? And then I've got another piece of the DSP. So that is mine. That's my favorite there with Misty Moonlight. And so this one is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. The DSP is. And then again, I wanted the that's the DSP. Slow down. I wanted the cardstock to just be 1/8 of an inch larger. So that makes it 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. And we're going to put that on like so. And then what I did is I stamped, let's just show you here. So I stamped the pot and these flowers just in the black, and we're not even going to color them. So here's what they look like, stamped and cut out already. And I saw someone do this a little bit differently, but they left the flowers black and white. And I was like, what? I never would have done that. And it looked so good. It looked so good that I was like, I want to do that too. So if you don't want to color, this is an option for you. Okay, and we'll use dimensionals on this as well. And then I think to save time, because my sentiment was heat embossed, I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to wing it. Let's do, so I've got petal pink in there. I think I have a junky piece of petal pink right there. And I'm going to stamp the sentiment, let's see, the sympathy one with heartfelt sympathy. So we'll just stamp it on the scrap here. Let's get rid of that. And then I'll just quickly cut this out. You can see how my fussy cutting skills are. I won't be too particular. Although I don't know if I know how not to be too particular, so I'll try. All right. So we'll just go around the scripty part and then keep the text part straight. Yeah, that looks good too. I'll show you my other one when I'm done. I'm going to put a dimensional on the one side and a seal on the other just so it's level. I'm just going to put that there. And then you could add some gems if you like. There's these pretty silver pearls that come in this suite. And so if you had those, you put them on, or whatever your favorite gems are. And then that's really simple, right? And so I'll show you my sample where I heat embossed in white on Misty Moonlight. But I like both. Maybe I even like the pink more. I don't know. Which one do you like more? So there's those ones. Okay, and we still have one last one. So I wanted to show you lots of different things that we could do here. And so I've got the pot. I did cut them out, so you don't have to watch me cut them out. And then we'll just color again a little bit together. So for the galvanized tin here, it feels like a galvanized tin, right? Like it wants to be that. It's going to be harder to color now that I've cut it out, but I'll try to go fast. So this is Smoky Slate. So again, as you build up your colors, maybe you add a gray in there. And I would say don't be afraid of the blends. Like some people have amazing skills with coloring, getting all the depth, and you can take classes and people have tutorials if you want to like take your coloring kind of to the next level. But I would say just grab a couple colors and start. And just start with the light. And even if you don't want to learn how to shade, maybe just do the light. I think you're going to be amazed at alcohol markers. And once you just like get them on the paper, how much fun they are to color with. So I'm doing this kind of like I did the teapot, where I just did the dark along the side. And then I'm just going to go over again with my light just to get rid of those lines, right? You want it to look like it wasn't with the marker. That's why they're called blends. So you can just keep going over until it's blended the way that you like. Don't be afraid. So there's our little pot. And then we're going to color our, let's see, our flowers. So you've got these two flower images, which are kind of fun. And so you can use them individually or you can layer them up together. And then you can also, because the pots are open, right? Like I said, they didn't have the line at the top. You can, if you're just stamping right onto your basic white, I'm trying to go fast. If you're just stamping onto your basic white without cutting anything out, then you can layer up these flower images with your pots easily without having to mask or anything like that. So that's kind of nice. And so I've just got Lemon Lolly as my yellow. I'm going to use the same Granny Apple Green that I used on my plant. Let's see, other leaves there. And then even with the light and even if you're just using one color, you could go over it again to add a little depth if you want. Yeah, so I haven't designed all my cards for my catalog launch party yet, but I'm pretty excited about it. So I got to tell you guys, the new catalog, there's pretty much nothing I don't like in there. I love all of it. So it's going to be hard to decide what to get. But I'm excited to go through and share new things with you here on my lives. I have a monthly craft night, plus I have a class to go where we get more in depth into the products and make more elaborate crafts. Okay, so I'm trying to go fast. That's bubble bath. See, you can just, I'm just gonna go add a little depth on the petals. And then I needed one more pink. So Berry Burst is a bit dark, but I think it looks good too. So we'll just color that in, and then we just got this last card to put together. And I have a couple other things to show you that you can do with the stamp set, just real quick, that I've already cut out that you can see. Okay, there we go. And I might go over those little flowers after and just kind of add a little more detail. Okay, so this time I've got this lovely wood grain and I'm using Misty Moonlight again. So again, I've got a basic white card base. So these cards would make a good gift set because they all have similar looks to them with using the Misty Moonlight and the DSP. So it's 5.5 by 4. And this one's 5.5 by 3 3/4. And so we just got a little bit of that Misty Moonlight poking through. Then from that, of my favorite wood grain, I've already punched out a circle or cut out a circle. So whatever you've got for a circle, this is the stylish shape size and the largest circle. So those are the dies. They come in circles, squares, and banner shapes. And we'll just center that. And then we're going to put our little pot together. So I'm going to just put glue dots. So I felt like we could layer both of these together. It's like, which way did I have it? Kind of like that. And then you have like a bigger bucket of flowers. And then we can put this on with dimensionals. And it's so cute. I'm so excited about this. I love this set. It's so adorable. So the other ones, I didn't add any embellishments, if you can believe it. I resisted. So you don't always need embellishments, but I would say often. Often. This is black twine. It comes in an essentials pack with white, vanilla, crumb cake, and gray. So it kind of comes with everything you need. I'm going to tie a bow, and I've put it there. And then let's do our sentiment. I'm going to do, I'm trying to use a different one every time. So this is sending love. And we'll just ink that up there. And I'm just going to fussy cut it again. I think this style of sentiment kind of lends to fussy cutting just because it's got that scripty piece, and so I think it looks good like this. Okay, and then just to be fast, I'm going to use my seal. You can use blue dots. I think it needs a little dimensional back there. I'll just tuck a little mini one if I can. Go there. And then gems, if you've got them, which we all have a stash, right? Okay, I've got a mess now. Now you can see how I really craft. And there is our last one. So let's bring back all our cards today. We've got a great little variety. Show you how to use the bundle. And then, you know, if you don't want to cut out your stool, you can stamp it. Sorry, I got a dry throat here. You can stamp it right onto the DSP and cut it out. And you get all that texture just from the paper. Excuse me. There's another little stamp called Flower Market, and you can stamp that right onto your bucket. How cute is that? There's a little extra piece so you can layer up onto your bucket. I mean, it's so cute. It's so cute. And this is the last sentiment that I didn't use. So lucky to know you. All right. Thanks, you guys, for hanging in with me today. If you took the time to watch the replay, I really appreciate it. Hope you like these cards and that you're excited about the new catalog. I can't believe it comes out next Thursday already. If you have any questions about anything, you can find all my contact information here or on Loritamarie And I hope to see you at one of my events or be packing up a little package for you to send in the mail. That would be fun too. So take care, and until next week, guys. Bye-bye.